Hello, my name is Mitch Ziegler. I'm a professor at Spring Arbor University. I'm a physical therapist, and we have someone who's going to assist us today. His name is John. He's on the baseball team, the SAU baseball team. We are going to go through different exercises, different band exercises for strengthening the rotator cuff, and also for sport-specific baseball, softball, hitting, throwing, all that. So we're going to cover that in this video today. So there's going to be maybe 15, 16 different exercises. So here we go. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the 3-position extension. Just have John demonstrate just a couple of them. And then go to overhead. And the important thing here is you want to make sure you keep shoulders down. Don't bring shoulders up to the ears. Go ahead, John, take your shoulders up to your ears and do it like that. That's what you don't want to do. You want to keep the shoulders down as best you can when you're doing the exercise. Let me have you turn around and do it from the other side. I kind of call this the tree hugging one. We're going to work on a lot of the adductors of the shoulder here. So go ahead and start with the lower one. Again, we want to keep shoulders down here, and he's going to get a good contraction in his chest and his biceps in a little bit, but we're going to get a lot of chest work here. So go to the hug the tree position. Nice, good. Important to keep the shoulders down. We don't want to work the upper traps. We want to work the lower traps and the pecs in this case, not overhead. This is kind of like a butterfly swim, which is kind of hard, but this is really going to work on overhead strengthening for throwing, and it's also going to work on those anterior muscles to pull for the final explode position. So let me have you go ahead and go into the punches now. So here what we want to do is we just want to work on pushing exercises and activities in different planes of motion, just different directions. He's just going to keep changing his angles just to kind of get the body used to this punching forward motion. Good. The next one we're going to go to is a rotator cuff specific. So he's going to do an external rotation of the shoulder here. So go ahead and get in that position. So he's going to just rotate out. And now he's going to put a little bit of hip into it to make it a little functional, almost like a backhand in a tennis swing. And we're still working that rotator cuff. We're getting a little hip action into it at the same time, and that's perfect. And now let me have you demonstrate the internal rotation one on this side. So what we're going to do is you're going to do like a forehand, like a tennis forehand hit, and he's going to do a little bit of hip action in it too. So let me have you take one little step this way. So we want to have tension on that band, and then just do it like that. Perfect, good job. Next one we're going to do is kind of to simulate the baseball swing. He's going to push his elbow forward, and then he's going to straighten his hand to work the tricep. So we're going to push forward, and then push out, good. And push forward, and push out. Almost like he's leading that elbow in as he's hitting, and then he's extending the hand. But he's a pitcher, so he's not used to hitting the ball. Just kidding. Okay, so the next one we're going to do 90-90. So we'll come up here. And we're just working the external rotators of the shoulder in a throwing position, which is pretty functional for anyone who's doing overhead hitting or throwing. And let me have you reverse your direction now. So all of these exercises will be done in sets. So it could be 2 sets of 15, 2 sets of 10. It just depends on your trainer or your therapist what they want you to do. The next one we'll switch to this position here. So this is a different external rotation. It's still working on the external rotators of the shoulder, just in a little different position. We're hitting it from a different angle. And we would of course do that from both sides. And now he's going to do the internal rotation part where he rotates down through. So we've got internal, external rotation. So you'll do that, and then you'll flip to the other side to complete the exercise. You don't have to do that. Okay, now we're going to do the fancy bowling bicep here. So he's just going to come forward and like he's bowling, and then bend his elbow at the last little minute there. Yep, but he's going to get a little bicep work into it. So we've got the long head of the bicep, and then we've got short head of the bicep just coming forward in that motion. So it'll work on that anterior strengthening of the shoulder and bicep. Good. And now what we're going to do, the rotational sideway. So John, I want you to stand like this, and we're going to do pullbacks like that. Okay. So this works on
Pull back like this.
Yeah, just like that. So we're going to work on rotation of the trunk, and he's going to go into the load position here for throwing, okay? So this works on rotation, external rotators, and is good just a functional movement because this is the load process for throwing or hitting. Perfect, thank you. Next one we're going to do is we're going to do an explode position. So now he's going to come from this, the same one's going to come over. So now he's already loaded, and he's going to go and he's going to throw overhead. So this is the loading position. He's loaded, now he goes into an explode phase, throwing. And let me have you just demonstrate on the left side. It's pretty good for not being left-handed, man. I'm impressed. Nice job. Okay, and let me just have you turn around and face that way. We're going to go into rows now. So he's just going to do rows, and he's going to squeeze his shoulder blades together and stick his chest out and keep his shoulders down. So shoulders down, squeeze his shoulder blades. Now release them good and just do this. This just works the lower trap, a little bit of the latissimus dorsi. It works the stabilizers of the scapula. The important thing here is shoulders away from the ears. And then we're going to do overhead tricep extension. So he's going to come overhead like this, and he's just going to extend his arms out like that. He's just going to work triceps here. And that's going to be it for our band exercises for shoulder strengthening for the different sports that require throwing or overhead hitting. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the video.